All right, so the iPhone 15 is out. We have seen every single thing we needed to see on it, so we already know pretty much everything about it. And I'm pretty sure you guys have watched 1,000 videos already on the iPhone, so I'm not gonna bore you too much today with this video, but this video is just more of trying to see what you guys think and getting your help as well, or just your advice, or just kind of picking your brain as well, because I'm in the market for the 15. I currently rock a 12 with no charging port, so that's one reason why I'm going to be upgrading to the 15. I always stay with just the standard version, and I never go with the Pro version. However, the iPhone 15 standard version is going to have the same chipset as the iPhone 14 Pro. So I was kind of sitting here thinking, would it be better to get an iPhone 14 Pro or just the iPhone 15 in general, which is the one I'm in the market for? So I went on Apple, I pulled up the compare iPhone models, and I just dropped in the 15 and the 14 Pro. And I just kind of wanted to go through this with you guys and just kind of get a conversation started between us as to, you know, what would you do if you was in the market for the 15? Just the standard 15. Would you go with the 15 or the 14 Pro? So I'll tell you by the end of this video which one I'm still going to go with though. But let's just go ahead and scroll through. So I put the 15 and the 14 Pro. Also keep in mind prices change because I always stick with the 256, and I think the 15 starts at $799. Yep. And I don't even know what the 14 Pro starts at, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's just run through it. So we got the 15 on the left and the 14 Pro is on the right. So 15 says 6.1 XDR display, so it's not going to have 120 hertz display, but the 14 Pro has that Super Retina XDR Pro Motion technology, all that. So the 14 Pro has that 120 hertz display. So I think that's already something that could possibly make you want to go with the 14 Pro, or make me want to go with the 14 Pro over the 15. But then again, one reason why it never really does is because I don't really care for 120 hertz or 60 hertz. I'm not in that battle when it comes down to the hertz. But the 14 Pro does have that always on display, which I think is really cool. All right, looking at the glass, it says aluminum with color infused glass back. This one has stainless steel texture matte glass back, so we know that's gonna be a little bit better there. Ring and silent switch, we know that. Now both are gonna have that dynamic island, and I think that is one reason also coming from the 12 to the 15 would be great. Even coming from the 12 to the 14 would be great because you're gonna have that dynamic island. So we both got the dynamic island that's equal there. Right here, both are going to have that A16 chip. So again, both chipsets, the 15 and the 14 Pro, but on the 14 Pro so far, you're going to get that always on display. You're going to get that 120 hertz, and you're going to get that dynamic island, but you're going to get some of those things on the 15, but the chipset is the exact same. Coming down here to the cameras, it says the advanced dual camera system, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and then on the Pro, you're going to have the ultra wide and a telephoto, so you get that third camera on the 14 Pro, vice just having two cameras on the 15. But on the 15, you get that next generation portrait with focus and depth control, but you don't have that. You get portrait mode with focus and depth, but you don't get that next generation version on the 14 Pro. And I think on the 15, it takes a photo and it kind of automatically kind of puts it into portrait mode for you. So if you want to switch between it, it's kind of easier, something to that effect. And the 14 Pro just has the, you know, what it had last year, which was just the regular portrait mode where you take a photo and portrait, then you can adjust. I think you can adjust the aperture and all that stuff on the back end. But the 15 has that one up on the 14 Pro in that camera department as far as software, but the 14 Pro has the third camera over the 15. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully that made sense. Kind of made sense to me a little bit. All right, right here, optical zoom, we get 2 times, and then on the 15 we get 2 times. On the 14 Pro we get 3 times. You see what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a difference there. We both get the SOS, crash detection, all that stuff. On the 15, we're gonna have 20 hours of video playback. On the 14 Pro, we got 23 hours. So we're gonna have a little bit better battery life on the 14 Pro over the 15, just a tad bit. But then here's where it kind of gets a little interesting because you're gonna have USB-C on the 15, and then you're gonna have that Lightning on the 14 Pro. Now, I am a fan of USB-C. So that right there is probably one reason why I would also want to upgrade, because I am a fan of USB-C. I am so done with that Lightning cable though. I can't lie, I'm so done with that Lightning cable. It's kind of annoying to have everything else charging USB-C and then we're still using that Lightning. So that alone could be one reason why you would want to upgrade to the 15, just to get rid of that Lightning. Just to go ahead and start that new cycle of, hey, I want to be in the USB-C family and just completely be done with Lightning. So that's going to be a good look as well. They both got Face ID, 5G, and all of that good stuff. Capacity, we got 128, 512 for the iPhone 15, and we got 1 terabyte for the 14 Pro. I stay at 256 no matter what, so you know it is what it is. And then the display, 2000, what we got right here, at 460 ppi, 460 ppi. So it seems like a lot of this stuff down here is the same True Tone display, haptic touch. The nits peak brightness on the 15 is 2000 on the outdoor. 14 Pro is 2000 on the outdoor. So a lot of that stuff is the same, but then the size and weight is a little, well, the weight is a little bit different, but it's only by like just a little bit, because the where's it at? I'm sorry, the weight is 6 ounces on the 15, and then the weight is 7.2 ounces, 27 ounces on the 14 Pro. And again, my wife has the 14 Pro, and that phone is very heavy compared to my iPhone 12. And I like to keep my phones in my pocket. I don't put them on my hip or do any of that stuff with belt clips and all that. So, you know, I don't really care for the heavy phone action. Right here, IP68 on the 15, 14 Pro, we got IP68. Kind of seem like that's still the same. We obviously got the same chip, and then, you know, just some of the other stuff we just went through again. But it does look like over here you got on the 15 Smart HDR5 photo, and on the 14 Pro you got Smart HDR4 for photos. I mean, to be honest with you, still seems like it's a little bit kind of equal in certain areas and certain aspects. As far as video recording, 60 FPS at 4K on both, cinematic mode on both, action mode on both. You see what I'm saying? But then on the 14 Pro, you get a little bit more ProRes video and all that stuff, but you don't get that ProRes on the 15. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like if you want to take advantage of that camera, then I feel like that 14 Pro camera might just be better than that 15 camera in general. So it's just a little bit, you know, of stuff right here, man, just to kind of go over and run through with you guys, man. Front-facing camera, again, 12 megapixels on both, deep fusion. Just Smart HDR for the front, Smart HDR5 on the 15. Then we got Smart HDR4 on the 14 Pro. So, I mean, both of them recording at 4K 60 FPS on the front camera. But we got the ProRes on the front camera, it looks like, on the 14 Pro, not on the 15. I mean, to be honest with you guys, it's just, let me scroll back to the top. So with that information right there, man, what do you guys think, man? Do you think it would be better to go with the 14 Pro over the 15? Now, for me, I still kind of feel like the 15 would be the better device, at least for me, only because I am 100% over that lightning cable, man. I'm over that lightning cable. I prefer to just have USB-C so I can have one cable to get everything done, man. But again, I do have like this internal feel that 14 Pro is a better. I feel like it's a better phone than the iPhone 15. Minus just a small little slew of things, man. But I feel like that 14 Pro might just be a better phone, man. And that's just based off the specs and based off of what I've seen with the iPhone 14 Pro. Because again, we do have one here in the house, so you know I am able to tinker around with it from time to time. But coming from the 12 to the 15, like I say, I always stay with just the standard iPhones in general. So I think coming from the 12 to the 15 is going to be a huge upgrade for myself. And again, I probably will keep the 15 for the next 2 to 3 years because I'm not playing the phone game. You guys know how I roll. I'm kind of like not on the phone game. I don't do that every single year thing, and I'm not too deep on the phone game, and I don't like to play the phone game. But, you know, every now and then I will upgrade my devices. So coming from the 12 to the 15 going to be great. Even coming from the 12 to the 14 Pro would be awesome. But I still do feel that I'm going to go with the 15, and I think that's going to be the one that I am going to choose. So with that, what do you think? Do you think the 14 Pro is better than the 15? Would you go with the 14 Pro over the 15? Please drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on just this little topic alone, because I like to hear you guys' feedback, and it might be something out there that I am missing that might make me open my eyes to being receptive to the 14 Pro over the 15. So with that, it's been your boy Jay, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.